If you have 1 egg and yogurt, make this dessert in 5 minutes. Here, in my bowl, I'm going to add 1 whole fresh egg. Then, I add 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a pinch of salt to balance the flavor. Now I incorporate 3 tablespoons of olive oil, which will add moisture to the dough. Now I add 7 ounces of plain yogurt at room temperature. I also add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I mix the yogurt well with the other ingredients, making sure it's fully integrated. Now I start adding about 3 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour, gradually incorporating and mixing well until the dough is smooth. When the dough starts to take shape, I add the remaining flour. With my hands, I knead well until a firm, non-sticky dough is formed. I kneaded well here until I got this ideal, smooth, and compact consistency. I make an opening in the center of the dough. In that space, I place 1 grated apple with the peel on to add flavor and texture. I mix the apple into the dough very well until it's completely incorporated. Now I place the dough on the table and sprinkle a little flour over the surface. Using a rolling pin, I begin to carefully roll out the dough. This dough doesn't need any resting or proofing, so it can be rolled out immediately. Now I even out the edges by trimming the tips so the dough is uniform. I also trim the other side to level it evenly. Then I cut the dough into strips, approximately this wide. I make lengthwise cuts, keeping the same width for all the strips. Now I cut those strips into triangle shapes, like small cookies. It's very easy to do, even if you don't have a special cutter. If you prefer, you can use a regular knife, which also works perfectly. Now I take the already cut triangles and place them on a board, sprinkled with a bit more flour. I get them all ready and start rolling out the rest of the dough. I've already rolled out the remaining dough. Now I'm going to fry the triangles. I place them in a skillet with hot oil at the ideal frying temperature. I used a large skillet so I can fit several, and they fry evenly. I already placed a good batch. Now I just wait for them to turn golden. They're starting to brown, so I carefully flip them. To get them golden on both sides, they fry quickly, in about 30 seconds. Now I wait for the other side to brown, keeping the oil nice and hot. They're all fried now, so I carefully remove them from the hot oil. I place them on a plate with paper towels and keep frying the rest of the dough. In a small bowl, I place 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar and add a bit of ground cinnamon. I mix it well with a spoon. If you don't have powdered sugar, you can use regular sugar. It also works great. I sprinkle the sugar and cinnamon mixture over all the fried triangles. Look how delicious they are. They have a light aromatic coating. Now all that's left is to enjoy these cookies, crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. Look how tasty. They're impossible to eat just one.